first minute in Snapchat.
Doing the robot.
he's just doing an introductory robot, and Faraj just like trying to walk over to it, but he's like choking out.
Faraj is just goose stepping around the ring.
She's got like a ridiculously sized hood.
Show me the bazookas.
Lots of female representation in your life, am I right?
I've just got weak character. I need to listen to my buddy Andrew Tate more.
42-year-old Paul Breach just going, "Hello, Lily. Welcome back."
What I'd like to say to you, Jordan B. Peterson, is do you remember when you ate meat only because you wanted to make a point and you nearly died?
Can you imagine just getting your money out and go, Can I do my Scooby-Doo impression?
Yeah, you can do.
Like Zoink Scoop!
What is up? What is up?
Is that... What was that? Welcome back. Welcome... What?
I wanted to overdo you.
Well, you didn't. So just shut your mouth and welcome back to the Buddies Podcast episode. We don't know.
I don't know. Could be 11.
Could be 12. We're not too sure. But how you doing?
I'm not bad, mate. I'm feeling all right.
Yeah.
I'm new year, new me, and all that.
Still staying cheeky, still staying fresh and fit.
I'm doing all right, mate. Yeah. Getting through the cosy lives.
Because he lives.
Yeah.
Also, we should acknowledge again we are in another changing position. Not a certain position, but a camera position.
We look like we're on tour every episode.
We are.
Because we're just doing it in a different location every time.
We're actually just squatting. They won't let us stay. We please somebody take us in.
We just walk around carrying the mics.
me, you, and our manager 50p Chris. Yeah. we don't know where to go at this point, but we're going somewhere. I'm not too sure where. Have you had any New Year's resolutions this year?
Yeah, make bread and feed the kids.
And get... there's new TOS, can't swear. Get lots of female representation in your life, am I right?
Yeah, I'm all about the diversity.
Yeah.
And the big boobass.
The big
boobie. Big booba. What do you think is the funniest word for boobs?
Bazookas.
Bazookas.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Can you imagine you're like, you've just met somebody on a night out, right? And you take them back to your place, and you go, "Show me those bazookas."
Do you ever get down bad over text and say, "Get the bazookas out"?
No, mate. I live with my girlfriend, and so do you. So I'm not really texting much, but
no, but you know, back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's the old line that might sway some heads.
Send bazooks.
Send a nuke. My year has been rather exhausting. I've actually been quite healthy so far, as I've been telling you.
Yeah, you've done a lot of orienteering.
What does that mean?
It's like hiking.
Honestly, I've been walking around the same circuit like 4 times like a day. But basically, I've been doing like 20 to 25,000 steps a day, and it is exhausting, but it's kind of rewarding because I've lost 4 pounds this week. I'll play a bit of that will be water weight.
Are you still eating your Pringles rolls? Have they stopped?
No, I haven't had any Pringle rolls, to be fair. I mean, I've cut out unhealthy stuff like
Pringle rolls.
Look, if I want to get some bazookas this year in my life, I've got to make sure that I don't eat too many Pringle rolls. It's been not a bad start to the year, to be honest. If you're having a bad year, then that sounds like a skill issue.
Just get on with it. Yeah, that's what I'd say. Yeah. Stop fart-arsing around because you're not going to get anywhere in life.
But we need to introduce a little retcon because, as I said, I don't think we've actually swore on this episode yet, which is quite actually impressive for us.
I delved into the boundaries there. I think I walked on the line.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. You silly little man.
This podcast is now family friendly.
Yes, because in the YouTube TOS, I uploaded our podcast onto my main channel, unlisted, monetized. I uploaded it onto our podcast channel, demonetized. So I've got to go through it and edit something out. I don't know what they don't like. Maybe they don't like 50p Chris.
It's just the sight of me. Yeah, sickening.
Why does it work on my channel?
It's just hate speech, isn't it? the sheer sight of me.
What I was saying is we've got a retcon, a series we have something called Something of the Week, but now it's being called Goof of the Week.
Basically, as chaotic as always, we like to introduce random segments
which will last about 3 weeks.
It will last like 2 episodes, and then Just because you want to talk about something, you'll introduce another segment.
It'll be like, well, we're not going to make it as a clip, but we may as well make it something like a segment of something. So this is Goof of the Week.
Goof of the Week. Do you know what? I think it's better than Bell Sniff of the Week.
Yeah,
because I think with Bell Sniff of the Week, I think it's just mean.
Yeah,
I think we got very mean.
But today we have a fine representation of British culture because there's been a certain clip going around of a young. Well, we can't work out if this person's 25 years old, even 40 years old, or maybe even 15 years old.
But all I do know is she loves the Zaza.
So we're gonna play the context. Should we give context, or should we just go straight into this clip?
Just start the clip.
We'll just say, welcome to Britain, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't even have chat for me, just move away. Shut up. You're not going to do that. No, you're not going to do. You're not going to do.
I just realised this really messes up the whole no swearing thing.
I love it because if we do censor the clip, there's literally nothing to show you.
we're just gonna have to throw in a load of sound effects for this, but we'll try and like maybe.
What sound effects are you thinking? Just like doink,
like zoink, school,
zoinks.
Okay, we need to make a sound effect which our editor would have then pull over the clip which is already played. So say some random sound right now.
Jeez. Bonk.
Mummy.
Woo! Woohoo!
Thanks. Alright, let's continue.
You're not gonna do.
Woo!
You're not gonna do.
Woohoo!
You're not gonna do.
Bong.
You're not gonna do.
Mummy.
Exactly. Can't you just move to shut the
Thanks.
fuck?
She's got like a ridiculously sized hood.
Right.
I can't. She's got like a full on beaver on her head.
You know, it's like 4 times the size of her head.
There's something ridiculously funny about oversized coats.
Yeah,
like
I love anything that's novelty sized. I think whether it's like comically big or comically small, it just it scratches my brain.
It's just this angry little woman with a beaver on her head.
Yeah, and if she wasn't holding that hood, it would just be covering her entire body. She'd enter some sort of like vortex or something.
I've just realised that she's basically got double Darwin Núñez and look at the haircut.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up! I'm not a big girl. Oh, please,
I know you're a big girl, but you're not a big
My
girl.
sister, and how old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? 27, and you call yourself
Woohoo!
a grown woman? Are you stupid? What? You silly
Mummy? That's one of the best insults.
That's the line, innit? You probably don't know what was just said. I'm sure most of you watched the video, to be honest.
This is going to be quite ridiculous how you guys are literally... If you're listening on Spotify, you'll hear what's being said, actually. Actually, no, you won't. I don't even think we give them the luxury of that. You just hear...
Yeah.
you just hear us going, like, zoink, Scoob, and...
Just the jeez. Why do so many unhinged things happen on a train?
Yeah, I think it's because it's a place like, firstly, you've spent like 50 quid probably at least, and you're cramped in, it's rainy, and your beaver coat's coming over you. And it's just not a fun time.
Your massive socks are falling off your feet.
Maybe.
Your clown shoes have come loose.
Maybe she is just a big old beaver. She's just really upset because she's missing a beaver family.
That's because the dam collapsed because it's raining so hard.
She spent all day building a dam.
She had a dam. She just wanted to have a bit of Zaza on the Liverpool to Stamford train or whatever.
She was gonna sit on top of the dam, light up a little spleef, and then blooming Barney Gumble came along and knocked it down. The best part about this clip is you can really see like a true representation of what it's like to be on British transport, because one person in the back is like very uncomfortable, the other's like laughing, and then you've got these three people on the front who they're not even.
I think they're school kids, aren't they?
Yeah, and
they're just utterly depressed.
This is kind of a good representation of the state of this country right now. It's not a good place. It's not a good place to be.
You can see why Mick Lynch is doing so well at the moment.
Mate, if I was Mick Lynch and I saw this clip, it would make me change my mind. I want to raise ticket prices.
I have to get a train pretty much every week, so I don't know if you're as accustomed to this type of behaviour.
Oh no, yeah. But, I mean, last month I've been on so many trains. It's been awful.
It's weird because like stuff like this isn't even like that uncommon. I think if I saw this in real life, I wouldn't be that surprised. And like, I think I wouldn't, it's not even worth filming because I think that is just normal behaviour to me.
Yeah, we just thought this should be our little goof of the week. I can't stop looking at that hood. That is too big.
How goofy would you say she is? From a 0 to a yuck?
I'd say she's I don't know why I keep saying zoinks, but I think she's on a 0 to the yuck scale. I think she's a bit like a zoink scoop, like that level of goof. There is one goofy man that we weren't even thinking about speaking about, but I made a video about him this week. It's a good little segue there. I made a video speaking about Snapshoteye Paul Breach. This man is just I would genuinely describe him as like a TikTok terrorist. This man needs to be locked up. Like,
this man has everyone on strings.
Like I've been doing this YouTube thing for quite a while now, like 5 years, and I've never witnessed a man quite like Paul Breach. This guy is just like, he's like a Marvel supervillain.
Like the ninjas from Prank Patrol.
So if you want like a little explanation of who Paul is, basically he's this like 44-year-old man from Lincoln, and he's been going on like trips around the UK pretty much. Like people have been like photographing him. 1 minute he's in Norwich, the next he's in Leeds, next he's in London. But there's obviously the slight issue of Paul allegedly got not like a 17 or 16-year-old pregnant when he was like 27, but there's also the issue of like, you know, he's like 44 and trying to hang out with like 19-year-olds and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's like the slightly darker side of it, is there is some like quite scary things about him. Yeah. But I just like the fact that he goes on live stream and just like dances for like 4 hours.
I've never met it's like, well, I've never met him thankfully, but I've never seen so many so like I've pulled up like a compilation of like it's just Paul Breach's worst moments, and I thought I have no idea what's in this.
Is it just him going, "Oh, you're my baba"?
Let's take a look.
Damn, Paul, I didn't realise you were chill like that.
the main thing I'm confused by is like, how did like I get like why he's like disliked, but how did he get to a point of where he even had like so many followers? Like, it's kind of this is what he does.
Oh, Millie, sweet home Alabama. Hello, Millie. It's me, Paul, the guy from TikTok, and my personality, my voice coming out your ears today, right now, as you listen. That tends to be how it works. This is a message from David to you from me. You're moving out. You're moving into your brand new home.
This is Jackmate in like 10 years.
I've seen the Jackmate comparisons, and it's sad how accurate it is.
They kind of look and sound the same.
The thing about Paul that I do find quite hard to watch is just how animated he is.
Yeah, he's not a human being. Like he is like that. Elon Musk has finally created a cybernetic like human, which has just managed to blend in with society.
Yeah, this is like the first case of AI just like being in society.
But it's gone wrong. All the stories about AI taking over, they're not taking over. They're just taking over like kids and shit.
They're just doing like shitty little dances on the internet. But he's like he's a living jump scare, because he'll be streaming, he'll be quite quiet, and then out of nowhere he'll just start like bopping a move, and like his limbs start flailing.
I don't know why, but whenever he's speaking, he just kind of just go, "Well, hello everybody, it's me, Paul Breach,"
and then like, he'll randomly look in the camera and just go like. for like no reason whatsoever.
I would just want him one day, like, Paul, if you want to get my good pooks, just upload a video of you doing the robot, just like Paul Breach just doing the whole. You know what I mean?
And also he'd just like randomly read a comment and go, "Hi Millie." It's like, "You right, sweetheart?"
It's never a guy either. He's like going like this. Right, Susan? Hey, right, darling?
How exciting is that? Oh, Nat for the win. Congratulations on moving out into your brand new first home and living life, loving life, enjoying life.
Can you imagine? You're like, there's like this old couple just walking down this road, and you just see 42-year-old Paul Breach just going, "Hello, Lily, welcome back."
I saw a TikTok of him the other day where he was talking about how he had to spend all day working hard doing cameos.
Yeah.
And to do it, he went and like rented his own, like an actual hotel room just to do cameos in.
If you're requesting for a cameo from Snapshoteye, please like genuinely consider what you're doing with your lives. Like, you can, there is like, as we said at the beginning, there's a Cosy Livers crisis going on. Please just think better what you do with your money.
There's the Cosy Livers going on where all of our money's going into Paul Breach's bank account.
If this man ran for Prime Minister, I'm genuinely kind of concerned as well that he could get votes. You know what I mean?
I'd be tempted.
I mean, we've had a nonce in power before, so it wouldn't really change much.
I think what we've realised just from the past 10 years is that you can put literally anyone in power and it'll still be like completely messed up.
Would Paul Breach invade Iraq? That's the question of the day.
question on all of our lips is would he push the big red button if it come to it?
Can you imagine, like, it's like Prime Minister question time? If you're American, it was kind of like when the presidents like debate, well, the nominees debate each other before. We have every possible candidate debate each other. They're going for it. It's like Rishi Sunak, Keir Starmer, whoever the f*** is in charge of Lib Dems and all the others. And it goes, and now to Paul Breach.
Paul Breach.
What there you go. He just turns to the hostess when she goes, and Paul, what would your opinion be on this certain political issue? And he's like, he goes, well, thank you very much, Susan.
Mate, who the hell is Susan?
I don't know. I don't know.
Name... Fiona Bruce, surely.
Go do it then.
Well,
you're Snapshoteye, and I'm Zoe.
Wait, so you be Fiona Bruce?
Yeah, but when he turns to Fiona, he doesn't actually turn to Fiona. He turns to the camera.
Right. Okay.
So okay. So in regards to the foreign policy in the Middle East involving the situation ongoing in Syria currently, what would you do right now, Paul Breach?
Fiona.
Shout out to you, Fiona. Big fizz.
I think we all just need to chill out.
And
green grass.
And Paul, bye chill out. What do you mean by that?
Jeez.
Paul just starts malfunctioning.
He's like, Fiona, I would like to meet your daughter.
Paul, my daughter is 24 years old. Sorry, Fiona, I'm not interested anymore.
Show me the bazookas.
Before he answers any questions, he has to like step by step. Every question, he goes to each other candidate and asks them the ages of their daughters, and the one happens to be 19 years old. Nigel
Farage just goes, "Fucking leave me alone, Paul."
Nigel and Farage and Snapshoteye just having a boxing match. Yeah, so there's the boxing match of KSI and FaZe, I don't know, smokes weed or something. So they had the boxing match. KSI knocks him out. You think that's the main event, you know? You think the camera's about to go, Comedy Shorts Gamer might come on and give a little gay speech, but no. the lights go dark. Suddenly there's like smoke being released into it, and just suddenly Nigel Farage and Snapshoteye appear in the ring. This is the main event. They're gonna fight it out over Farage's daughter. If he has a daughter, I'm truly sorry.
First question: who would you think would win it in that fight?
Well, he's very animated, as we said. So I think rather than like having like an actual boxing style, he'd just be going like this, like he'd just be doing his dances.
He'd just be like flailing.
He just smacks.
Well, I think Nigel Farage.
He starts doing the windmill.
Nigel Farage also, I think he smokes about 200 cigarettes a day and drinks about 20 pints of ale.
It's such high. It goes ding ding ding, and it's for like the first minute. Snapchat.
Doing the robot.
He's just doing an introductory robot, and Farage just like trying to walk over to it, but he's like choking out.
Farage is just goose stepping around the ring.
And by the time he gets to Paul, he just passes out, man. He's fucking gone. He just keels over. And then Nigel falls to the floor, and he just turns to the camera and goes, Nigel.
He goes, who's laughing now?
And then the next day, because someone needs to take Farage's place, Snapshoteye's in the European Parliament. And this is his story of how do we even get here? This is a story of world domination. Paul Breach takes over the world
via the robot.
But there's something about me. I know he's a horrible person, but like there is a part of me that does have some love. I don't know what. Like it's kind of like how Luke Skywalker loves Darth Vader. You know, he's like been basically like a space terrorist. He's taken over the universe, but like there's something there.
There's a slight comparison to like Donald Trump here, I think, where like Donald Trump is just an abhorrent, disgusting, like vile person.
And to be fair, you would probably both likely find both of them on Epstein Island.
But they're both also quite funny. And that's the thing. There isn't like quite a high level of entertainment, just like watching them live their lives.
Yeah, like he is genuinely a specimen. But no, I do completely agree. There are people in the world who you do just not like, but for some reason they, as you said, they have like an aura.
They've got like a draw of them where you just want to see what happens.
Yeah, and like it is like I know I shouldn't, as we said, we probably shouldn't give press, but it's hard not to laugh. But he has actually been banned from TikTok now, actually.
Has he?
Yeah, it seems that his only major forms of communication now are Instagram and Snapchat, which is never a good combination for somebody like Paul Breach.
No, any man over 30 years old on Snapchat is a genuine concern.
This man is one day away from like I'd say like from snapping, but from changing his profile picture to having the dog filter. But yeah, I don't think there's anything more we can really say about this guy other than geez,
keep up the good work. That's what I'd say.
Well, if anybody say when he got banned, he was like uploading videos being like, "Do I look upset? Because I'm not upset, guys. I'm not upset." Like, Paul, you're probably quite upset.
Stop crying, mate.
So before we go on to the next like topics and stuff, how's your week been?
How's my week been?
Yeah,
it's been quite busy. Back to work.
Yeah, back to work. Back to school. Back to school for me.
Back to school.
Yeah.
How's maths going, mate?
I was literally about to say, Mum's been making me study more on maths because Uncle Rishi has said recently that we need to study until we're 18.
Yeah, and you're not allowed your Switch.
Why are you bringing up my Switch for?
You're not allowed on your Switch until you do your maths homework.
Yeah.
Kirsty's boyfriend told me that one.
Yeah, and I had a little breakdown. I did a little accident. They put me in the cage with Kenji, and Kenji was just start beating me up in there. I said, Ken's dog, I just want to go on the Switch. And he says, I've got the dog in me. And he just
has Kenji won big dog status in the flat? Is
big dog status.
Is he above you now?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, mate, that's not very difficult.
Is he feeding you now?
Yeah, he's actually came into my food aggression.
Yeah, he's gone, Fraser, we're going for a walk. The
reason I've had so many steps this week is because Kenji's been taking me on the walks. Yeah. Every single time I try to eat my dinner, I just get a ferocity out over me and start trying to bite everybody.
Yeah, but that's probably because you've been living off Bonios for the past week.
Bonios just turned me into the Green Goblin.
Bonios on a Friday night, you get a schmacko if you've done well.
And if I'm a real good boy, by the end of the week, I might even get a denture stick.
Oh, now you're talking. Got to keep them whites pearly, haven't you? Them whites pearly.
Those pearly whites.
You mean? Pearly white. That's what I meant.
Can you imagine if you went to like a teeth whitening expert and they do all the analysis and stuff, like they look at your teeth and they pull you aside afterwards and they say, yeah mate, we can sort it out, and how much is the process going to be? 300 quid, 200 quid? I said, no worries mate, 2 quid. They just hand you over a packet of
dentist sticks.
And they go, you got the dog in you.
You got the big dog status.
I mean, has any human being ever tried?
And then you turn around and you realise, oh my dentist is a dog.
The whole time you've actually just been in a mental asylum. They've rewarded you with a golden retriever.
The whole time Fraser's been sat on the sofa having heart palpitations for having too much Zaza, and he's hallucinating that his dog is a dentist.
Please, Kenji, I can't afford the bill. All right. Talking of things, I'm not talking of anything here. Let's move on to our next topic. James Charles, because we spoke about a certain dodgy bloke just now. Now we got to speak about this big old. James, who so happens to be gay, but it reflects to his homosexuality. This whole topic does, all right?
But you say that actually, my idol, Jordan B. Peterson,
tweeted
earlier saying, who you are sexually attracted to does not define your identity.
I mean, does anyone really say it?
And what I'd like to say to Jordan B. Peterson is, do you remember when you ate meat only because you wanted to make a point and you nearly died?
That's staying in the clip because Jay Dizzle, mate, you need to go eat your greens.
Yeah, eat your greens.
But Jamie C, he's been exposed recently for DMing people and flirting with people. It's and when I first saw it, I was like, oh, has James been exposed again for DMing kids? No, he actually hasn't for once. Congratulations. He was. I sent you this, and I was very confused by this because it's been kicking up a stir, as they'd say. Pretty much, James got in beef because he DM'd some people, and then they went onto TikTok and they leaked it, and they were like, James Charles has been DMing me, a straight guy. He's trying to go for straight guys again, and it's like, okay, like I don't really care.
I think that this is a case of where people have just gone out of their way to try and make someo's life worse.
Yeah,
that's what I've got out of this.
And it's like, how do you even do that? Because this is a bloke who's literally admitted to, like, he was like, yeah, I did DM kids that one time. Like he's done that. He's admitted that. Like, we can move on. I don't need to know James's relationship issues, but this became like a massive issue. Like, this was like the biggest thing that James Charles has done in years. And there was like a tweet thread about it, and I'm gonna read you because it was like based on like how the tweet is catching. You think he's like blooming killed somebody. Shock leak. James Charles is back at flirting and making straight men uncomfortable. I mean, what does that even mean? He's back at flirting. like James, I mean, to be fair, for the safety of a lot of teenagers out there, maybe he shouldn't be allowed to flirt. But in this case, like, realistically,
this like the first screenshot where it's like the DMs he sent, they actually are quite amusing.
Yeah, well, we will read them. Let's just read the tweet first. He goes, the alleged screenshots reveal the benefits of being his BF. In one text, James says, it's a really lucrative role. James used Instagram's vanish mode in an attempt to prevent a leak. I mean, to be fair, like, I can't really blame the bloke, like, because I mean, this is what happens when he doesn't. Like, it does get leaked, and like, again, I think he's a complete bellend, but in this situation, he's really done the role. Like, let's read these DMs. He goes, it's a really lucrative role. It's called My Boyfriend. Requirements: 6+2. Must love escape rooms.
Pass me the laptop a second, Fraser. We're gonna go through the requirements here, and we're gonna see if you will qualify for being James Charles Bubba.
Go on. Lay it on me.
How tall are you?
I am 6'2", I think.
You're 6'2"?
I'm 6'1" or 6'2". I think I'm 6'2". Would you say I'm 6'2"? Can we say I'm 6'2" for the...
I don't know how tall you are, mate.
I think I'm 6'2". I am.
I think
6'2".
for the sake of getting the benefit of the doubt, I'll allow it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Do you have armpit hair?
I do. I have quite a lot of it. I've never shaved my old pits.
Show the camera.
There's the pit. You can't. I don't know if you can see that, but the pits are right there, baby. They don't come cheap.
Please censor that, editor. Thank you.
Please just put a big old block of cheese there.
Finally.
Yep.
How big is your chopper? This is a clip in itself, by the way.
It's perfectly sized, I'd say. Yeah. Perfectly sized and does the old job. It's pretty decent. I like it. You know, it gets me from point A to point B.
Well, you pogo sticking around on it.
Mate, you said bloomin' chopper, didn't you?
Chopper. Oh yeah.
What are you talking about?
I can't imagine that.
Can you imagine just getting your money out and go? You just take
off.
You mentioned earlier why I've been inventing jetpacks to just fly across the country. All you got to do now is just get your wang out and just go stretch it out and stuff.
They say that people can only use like 30% of their brains, and if you could use the other 70%, men would be flying around waving their willies about, just like flying across the continent.
Men have been waving their willies about for a very long time. This is an advanced version of it. This is how we advance as a society.
This is how we get to Mars.
It's the next SpaceX. It's the next SpaceX presentation.
Like the NASA videos where you just see like the rocket going up, right? What if you just see right, Elon Musk going?
That's what I was gonna say.
Right, Elon Musk going, right, first man on Mars, and then the launch, and then it goes to launch, right? And it shows a big rocket, and then the countdown ends. The rocket doesn't take off, but we just see out of nowhere flying up Elon Musk helicoptering his knob around.
but there's like still the like, you know, like the traditional American countdown where it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then there's like eerie silence. People have thought the rockets like just completely failed. And then, you know, like in The Office where there's like a comedic zoom in, the camera just turns and zooms in.
First of all it cuts to Jim Halpert going,
and then the camera pans and zooms in, and it's just Elon just going.
But like in a plot twist, he doesn't even take off.
He's just got a really, really in pain willy.
It's just red, hanging off.
How do we even get onto this?
I don't know, mate.
Speaking about Jim.
Basically, you don't qualify to be the boyfriend, I don't think.
Do you know James used to have a crush on I'm Mallet?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
That's one of the most messed up things I think I've ever heard.
Mate.
If there was a reason to cancel Jimbo Charlie, it was honestly that.
What? Can you read me what are the perks of being with James Charles? Because this is my favourite part of the conversation, I think.
Perks include a cute boyfriend with a great personality and huge ass. This plays into something I wrote down, but we'll continue. Free living in a $10 million house in LA, fun travel opportunities, good head, and more. What does that mean? What does good head mean?
He's good at the big mouses like sloppy whoppies, mate.
So he did say he has a huge ass, and like my question...
Mate, I think someone's knocking at your door.
Yeah, I think it might be the Amazon delivery driver. And we're back.
Hello. We had to stop the pod because he's ordered shampoo for his dog and himself at the same time, which is quite adorable.
Do you not poo it up every now and again?
I'll poo it up, mate.
big old sloppy doodah.
Yeah.
We should probably continue with what people actually, the main point of this.
Yeah, this is an absolute mess as always, isn't it?
2 to 7. James tries to convince David to FaceTime him. David also alleges that James sent him 2 illicit photos after David declined to send a selfie to James. I think. Well, what was that? You sick man.
Slow a little Barney Gumble. I can help myself.
You should get some self-respect, mate. Okay, so firstly, there probably is an issue. If he did send him a big old photo of his wang without permission, then maybe that is...
Yeah, unsolicited, not...
Yeah, that is wrong.
Unsolicited. Yeah. That was true. I had a moment there. I think I have dementia.
What is an illicit photo? Because it might not be that.
Illicit, I think that is implying...
But if he was willing to like record his videos and snap and DMs and stuff, surely he'd be willing to take photos of him sending that. You know what I mean? And the weird thing is I kind of get from it, because there's so many DMs here, and it's like, surely he is literally entertaining it. Like, he's replying, he's hearting James Charles'
yeah,
replies.
this is the thing, right? A lot of that conversation, they are literally just talking to each other.
It seems every single time this guy actually tries to speak to somebody, they're either a teenager or they're somebody who's just out to get them, pretty much.
I think it is a really good point that the Twitter thread made, is that it's kind of just pushing like quite anti-gay rhetoric, just because it's just literally a man flirting with someone else.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of times, I mean, as much as like, yeah, there is a case, I mean, mate, if... Because I've seen people being like, you shouldn't date Thans, you shouldn't speak to Thans and stuff. In a lot of senses with James Charles, how is James Charles, for one, going to meet somebody who isn't like isn't somebody that knows him at least? Like, I don't think the person he was speaking to is a diehard James Charles fan.
Yeah,
you shouldn't date
exactly.
diehard fans. But like, I've become friends with people I was fans.
Yeah,
of,
like as long as you're like clearly not being manipulative about it.
Yeah,
I genuinely don't think it actually matters.
I guess there's like a boundary of like, if they're like an actual stan, they're obsessed and stuff. Like, yeah, that's a boundary there.
I think there's defo possibilities with it for there to be an abuse of power.
Yeah, but like my girlfriend knew that I was a YouTuber. She knew that. But like that's never been a part of our relationship. Like that you have to like, yeah, you can acknowledge there is like power dynamics in like you have like this big platform and stuff, but as long as you don't abuse that power dynamic, that's the thing. People like to always bring up power, like a serious tip. People always bring up power dynamics, being like, there was a power dynamic, there was power. But in a lot of situations, yes, there's power dynamics, but as long as they're not being abused. But to be fair, like, I guess James kind of is in this. Like, he is being like, oh, I have all of this stuff. Like, but I've seen so many straight celebrities, straight influencers do the exact same thing, and it's never created this level of
people getting a bit weird in messages. It's like nothing new, is it? And like, there's a lot worse shit going on in the world to actually get angry at.
Yeah, like probably him, actually admitting to DMing. Like, this is the thing. I don't get, like, for one, how he's still popular. Like, it's weird to me how you can admit to DMing and like sending photos to teenagers and get away with it like this man has. There are a few tweets that were saying, I don't like James, but this is silly and this is silly. But there was one tweet in particular that he liked where it goes, okay, so here's the thing. James has been predatory to young people in the past, but this is not an example of him doing something wrong. It's the fact that he liked a tweet of being like, yeah, James is a predator. And James is like, yeah, you know what, boys, fair play. Yeah. And then he likes the tweet, which then goes on to defend him. And it's like, there seems to be like such, I don't understand. Like, I feel like I'm going nuts here. Like, there's like, this guy that has done something terrible, but everyone is focusing on the one thing which wasn't actually that bad is the actual issue here. You know what I mean?
Like, there's nothing in their messages that are like that bad at all, and I don't think it's really fair on you to be sharing that conversation with other people.
And I think it's like, as I said, I've seen so many other influencers who are straight do the exact same thing, and they've never received any flack. You get so many people bragging. Like, I mean, even for example, like band culture. I think it shouldn't, like shit like groupie culture shouldn't exist and stuff. But like that's something which was glorified for so long. But when somebody actually just has a consensual like conversation, this is apparently an issue. And I know people have people have aired their issues and stuff and said it was wrong that he was DMing fans, but like it's just a nothing story in my opinion. There's nothing here, and I think it is a case of like James is so universally disliked. There's this thing of where when somebody becomes so disliked, you can say something which is just absolute nonsense, but people will still be like, oh yeah, that's absolutely true. Like this guy's horrible for doing that, but it's like, well, no, like it's nonsense.
I also think you said the term a lot when people are like chronically online.
Where
People spend their entire time online. They just decide that they need to have an opinion about absolutely everything.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing like deep to analyze with this story here. It's just James Charles has messaged someone,
and for once they weren't a kid. Like
and
that.
the guy's like completely set him up. Which I think you kind of come out looking like much the worst person here.
Yeah, he looks like a knob, and it's also the fact like I mean he clearly was entertaining the conversation, like he was, and there's nothing more we can really say.
Yeah.
Other than...
I'd say he put 3 ha-has, and any more than 2 ha-has shows genuine interest, I think.
Like genuinely.
I know, like 2 ha-has can sort of mean, yeah, like that can be friendly.
Mate, if they put 4, you know the big old smoochies are coming.
Yeah.
And if they put 5, my friends, you've got some bazookas being delivered in the post.
And if it's in all caps, that man is ruffling. That man is ruffling. That man has got his rufflecopter out and he's off to Mars.
Have you ever been so down bad that you've either all capsed, ruffled, or LMAO'd to somebody? Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I think back in the day I used to like putting lol in capital letters, even though I was just sitting there on my phone completely stone faced.
I always feel a bit uncomfortable when I write out LMAO in all caps because I'm like, I mean, for one, this just doesn't seem like my demeanor. I'm never LMAOing anywhere in real life, and then I'm saying it all the time in text.
I used to be really bad with like analysing people's punctuation and messages to me.
Yeah.
So I would send like over the top emojis to everyone for everything, and now I don't send any whatsoever to anyone.
Back in the day when you would like put like 9 different hearts to your girlfriend or something, you'd be like, I love you so much. 9 different hearts.
Like back in the day, like the high school relationships, you'd each put like one more kiss to each other
every time.
And then if like they were a bit pissed off with you, they'd take one heart off. How ridiculous is that?
Mate, like relationship culture as a 16 or 15-year-old was brutal.
Yeah,
like if you went from 6 kisses to 4, there's something going on there. Like, there's something wrong. And then they eventually go. If they go down to 1, mate, you are well and truly.
It's genuinely like so traumatic as well, isn't it? Like you're just on an absolute roller coaster.
But when you start to build up the X's or like the kisses in the message, it's like you're in.
Yeah, mate. I imagine that is on par with heroin. That feeling,
mate. There's genuinely no there is no adult like. I mean, to be fair, I guess like when you sleep with somebody, like I guess that's like the adult version of
euphoria.
Yeah, but no. I guess with this James thing, I wonder if he I wonder if he does even at like the age of like 23 the mechanism of sending another X every time he wants to get
James
a
Charles
closer.
Definitely gets involved with the semantics of the hearts and the X's and the O's.
I mean, mate, he's got a history of messaging people who are actually in that age category of doing that. I'm gonna end this little.
Do they still do that? Do you think, kids?
Yeah.
Are they still engaging in that nonsense? I think because of social media, kids are like growing up and seeing a lot more stuff that they shouldn't at their age.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, mate, as a kid, we rode the gauntlet, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, we saw things which are far worse than what this current generation see. We had like, I don't even know if we can say the website's name without getting blacklisted, but we had certain websites where certain horrible things happened.
Yeah.
Like I remember, man, you could go onto like certain websites, so easily accessible back in the day, even like 2014, and you could just see like CCTV footage of like certain school things happening and stuff. It would be like the front, you know what I mean, like the front, like in America. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know,
obviously. Back then, you don't think like, this is, I shouldn't be seeing. Well, you do think that, but like. You think even more now that I shouldn't be seeing that as a kid. You shouldn't be seeing that in general.
I think now I'd have I'd be more shocked watching it.
Yeah. But as a kid, just like, nice.
You're like,
nice,
you're like Big L.
Big L. That guy's
like,
got a chopper coming in.
Man got fleeced.
Man got fleeced. Kids these days, man. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, kids these days, eh?
Yeah.
With their Fortnite and their
video games,
fidget spinners.
So I've only ever played like 3 games of Fortnite in my entire life.
Have you?
Yeah. Have you ever played much Fortnite?
I was really into it at one point, and then I realised I am a grown man.
I went round Bambino Becky's. She had the old Switch loaded up, and it was Fortnite was on there. I loaded it up, and mate, I stomped. I literally won. I won every game because Fortnite on the Switch is so ridiculously
easy.
I
have actually. When I first got the Switch Lite, I downloaded Fortnite, and everyone on there is, I swear, must be about 6 years old.
Just imagine if you just plugged in a mic or something, and you just start swearing down abuse at a bunch of 6-year-olds on a Nintendo Switch.
Bambino Becky's like, can you please leave my house, Fraser? It's 3 a.m.
I wasn't even invited round. Well, this isn't wide angle anymore.
Oh, did that fall off there?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think it actually looks better.
What the hell?
We didn't need the wide angle. That looks much better.
Can we have a note to the editor for the camera to be on there when it falls off? Because I just want to see what it would look like.
If you're listening on Spotify, the camera just did a big old stinky oopsie.
There's a big old poltergeist in the room. It must be one of them like spirit boxes.
Or the glue wasn't very glued on.
The gloob.
The glooby sploogey.
The glooby sploogey.
Yeah.
Is that what you've been fixing it to? You've been like, oh, I've got no glue in the house, so I need to bash one out over my camera so I can stick the lens on.
Wait, what? You're just messed up, you are. What? Where did that come from?
I've got deep-rooted issues, mate.
I know, mate.
It's been a tough start to the year.
Do you want to make an apology to Georgia? Just for what you just said.
Georgia, I'm sorry. Please play darts with me still. I really enjoy doing that with you.
Georgia, why weren't you there on the 23rd of December? You missed Stephen's story about how he went to McDonald's and ordered 24 different burgers.
Do you want to talk about that story on the pod?
Maybe. I think we should. Should we actually speak about that? Because I remember sat there listening to this story right now and just thinking, I don't understand what you're saying to me. And I wasn't even really intoxicated.
We went on a lads' night out in Lowestoft, as you do, getting the Bevs in and the Jaegers.
The old Bevy Wevies.
One of them.
Our
mate Stephen, when he used to work at McDonald's.
Steve-O. Sorry, I don't call him Steve.
He just learned to drive. He thought he'd go viral by...
Bear in mind, this was like 6 years ago.
He got Ewan to film it.
Yeah, Ewan. Maybe one day you'll meet Ewan. I'd love that. That would be an interesting one. Some of you, if you're an OG supporter of the iNabba Empire, you may have actually had some references to Ewan from a past Second Channel video, which has been wiped from the internet, where I spoke about.
Because you completely snaked them out. Bad friend.
I will admit it wasn't my finest hour, but I was blooming fuming. And that's a story for another time. And if you want us to speak...
And do you know how you defended yourself when we all said, you should probably take that down? You went, I'm talking about Keemstar.
I did.
So rather than throw Ewan under the bus, we're going to throw Stephen under the bus.
If you want us to tell the story of my darkest hour for more reasons than one, just comment pooception down below because it does involve feces. That's all I'll say. Do you want to introduce? So Stephen is the character of today, the main character.
So we've got these things in England called drive-thrus.
mate, these Americans are going to be, their minds are going to be blown.
Yeah, so basically what you can do is you can rather than go into a restaurant or a fast food place, you can just drive around it and they'll give you your food. Pretty mad, isn't it? It's pretty litty beans.
Litty beans.
Yeah. Anyway, Stephen used to work at McDonald's and he thought he'd prank all of his employees.
Like prank patrol.
About 5 minutes before closing time, you'd have to turn the grills off, wipe them down, clean them all. Because no one comes in at that time before close. They thought, we'll just do it now. Stephen drove through the drive-through and ordered 20 different burgers with slight variations. So, cut a long story short, it was very cringy. Stephen nearly got fired, and I went home with PTSD.
Mate, you shouldn't joke about that, because there are people out there suffering. Not the PTSD part, the people with the burgers. The only reason we're bringing this up, this story was 7 years ago. That was. It's not an insane story in any degree. It was just I remember.
It's not that interesting.
It was just more that I was on a night out. I haven't seen Stephen in 4 years, and he just randomly starts waffling to me about when he was 17 years old. He went to a drive-through and made his co-workers make 24 different burgers.
It was literally you'll never guess what just happened.
Yeah, when he was saying it to me, I was thinking, was this last week? Because I was thinking, if this is last week, you boys need to get a life. I was like, I was feeling quite judgmental. I was like, if you lads are doing this at 24 years old, I'm like, boys, I ain't ever moving back to this shithole. But yeah,
that was Pakefield's darkest day.
We truly have gone through some horrific times. The third crossing is coming, but that'll never paper over the pain.
He is still in Ronald McDonald's little black book after that. I think.
There's Epstein's black book, and then there's Ronnie McDonald's little black book,
which has got Stephen on it and the Hamburglar.
and Dennis the Menace. Dennis the Menace, you little. And
Nev the Bear.
And
Roy.
And most importantly, Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky.
They are like the next form of the axis of evil.
Can I just say though, James Charles, please leave Tinky Winky alone.
His Winky needs to stay far away from you. Should we move on to our final topic of the day?
Yeah, we'll do our final topic. I think we've been recording nearly an hour now.
Yeah, we have. I think we've been going a bit longer.
Oh, aren't you boys in for a treat?
You're in for a treat right now because basically there's some breaking news. Apparently, this might take you back a little bit, but a little birdie told me that Logan Paul is apparently, a bad dude. And I know it's quite shocking, it's quite surprising. If the Japan incident wasn't enough for you or the other...
Who's Logan Paul?
Shut up, you big stinky nonce. Yeah, so obviously...
Don't talk to me like that, mate.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm actually...
Better watch your gums.
Better watch your goujons.
Right, come on, let's get on with the final topic. Why are you not just getting on with it?
Because you won't let me.
Stop stretching your arm like that.
I don't know why I'm doing this. I always just sit like this.
Imagine if we both like that for the entire pod.
Shut
yeah. Like Woody Woodpecker.
I thought it was more Peter Griffin.
Lois, I'm coming.
when Logan woke up to the free part coffees in a documentary, it was like he turned to Mike Majak and went, "What the deuce?" So yeah, Logan, he's been exposed recently for the 50,000th time. Shock horror. He's basically been involved in a crypto scam. I don't think anybody needed to tell you this. Firstly, if an influencer is telling you to buy a crypto coin, if you invest in it, you deserve to lose everything. You deserve to lose your kids, your wife, your family, your boyfriend, everything. Just because you are that brain dead. I don't. You're
all sheeps. You're all sheeps.
There's been a lot of influencer crypto schemes, and I've seen a lot of people dubbing people in this situation to be victims. Basically, Logan ran something called something Zoo. I don't know, Crypto Zoo. Something.
Yeah, it's called Crypto Zoo, mate. I did my research this week.
If you are a grown man or a grown woman or a grown they, and you invested in something called Crypto Zoo, which was founded by Logan Paul, good God, please actually go seek therapy because you are one messed up little man.
Do you know what? I will give Logan Paul credit. Right.
Yeah.
The concept of Crypto Zoo does sound quite fun.
It sounds like little Pokemon pretty much, which are just like crypto coins. They like evolve and...
I was going to say, the whole egg thing is a bit like... It reminds you a bit like Pokemon Go, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's I mean, I don't have any money in crypto anymore, but like there is like
you lost it all in Dogecoin.
I actually put money in, it went up, didn't take it out, and then it went back down, and I took it out at the exact level it was at when I put it in. So basically, I didn't make any money.
You were just playing chicken with yourself with cryptocurrency.
But then I had to pay the transaction fees, so effectively I actually lost money.
I don't know if the viewers can see this, but my sock heel is on the wrong way round. I was a little bit scared when I saw that because I thought, what's my heel doing there? But it's not my actual heel, it's just my sock, boys. Crisis averted. Let's get on with the Crypto Zoo.
Mate, you might be turning into one of Logan's crypto animals right there. So there's this crypto thing, and he somehow convinces loads of people to invest in this. And I'm saying, like, boys, please, for the love of God, stop doing this. Stop believing influencers on anything like this. Because people lost thousands, like $40,000, $50,000. And Coffee Zilla made his expose. It was a really good video. He went through the whole thing. Basically, was just showing how much of it was just pretty much outright nonsense.
For anyone that lost money on Crypto Zoo,
I don't feel sorry
I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. And I think doing the cos he lives, There's better ways to spend your money.
And for the Americans that don't know what that means the cost of living crisis, you silly little buggers. So he did that, and then there was all this debate, all these people get very mad about it, and Logan uploaded his response video, which has now been deleted. The response video is a pretty good way to summarize this guy. He admits to hiring criminals in it, and he, rather than apologizes, it's like, it's not my fault these criminals were criminals. Like, we're just gonna take a little bit of a look at it.
I watched your 3-part series called Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam, and like many on this platform, you have successfully used my name for views and money. While your work used to be impartial, your addiction to clicks has clouded your judgment.
He literally uploaded a tweet like about a week ago being like, man, this guy makes amazing content, but here he's wrong. But now he's like, oh, nah, geezer, you're addicted to clicks.
To be fair,
you're addicted to waffling, my friend.
I don't think this video is like the worst defense in the world.
Really?
I don't think so. Like, I don't agree with it, but you know, I've seen a lot like worse defenses.
Oh, I genuinely thought this was awful.
Did you?
Yeah, no. It was just the fact like he didn't reboot anything. There was one good point in it, and that was the egg hatching thing was actually a real thing. Like that. Yeah. That was a one good response, and then again, maybe it will be rebooted even more by big old Coff's head.
I think the problem is I've only really watched the one side of the story, which is Logan Paul's side.
Silly bastard.
But this first 10 seconds, it just seems like he's being incredibly salty.
Yeah.
Coffee, you took a shot at my reputation.
Me when the caffeine addiction hits.
Logan Paul has gone, I like all your videos where you go for other people's stuff, but now it's about me, I don't like it.
This is something which like I've noticed so many people do. Like I've had like people in the past be like, man, I love your videos. And then I've made a video because they've done something terrible. And then they like a month later are just complaining about like commentary channels and stuff. But it's like, it is quite entertaining to see how people will enjoy the downfall of others until it's on them.
Yeah, I do go to sleep every night very fearful of when that Aiden exposed videos coming out on the iNabba channel.
Boogie298 is coming for you, Chief. He is coming. After that video we did mocking his crypto. Another YouTuber who had a horrific crypto activity. Maybe there's like a trend of crypto. It's just a load of flanky doodah.
So in this video today, I'm going to be defending myself with facts, something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel. You see, CoffeeZilla tried to work with law enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance. But as opposed to just telling you, I'm going to show you some of the core discrepancies that I caught in CoffeeZilla's investigation. Coffee, you interviewed the developer who stole the game code, fled to Switzerland, and held it hostage for $1 million. Well, his name is Zach Kelling. Surely, as the internet detective that you proclaim to be, you would know that he spent time in prison for multiple felonies, one for aggravated robbery, armed robbery at a liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process. I can see why you kept him anonymous.
He has hired a known criminal and he is blaming other people, and that's all he pretty much does throughout this video other than the egg point.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just thought he made a bit of a mistake. I'm quite a forgiving person.
Yeah,
I thought
that's a respectable trait.
Maybe the vetting process could be better for hiring are these like the engineers or whatever they're called?
I don't know, but it's like the whole thing is just terrible. And he took down this response. I mean, we're not going to go through the entire thing because this will be coming out like way after the situation. I imagine there's going to be even more videos out. He uploaded he put in a Discord chat like another update to what he's going to be doing, and he's actually going to be making an apology. He goes, "Hey all, just wanted to coffee you. I deleted my initial response to the coffee series. It was rash and misaligned with the truth issue at hand, so I called him and apologized. The war is not with coffee. In fact, I'm grateful he brought this to light. I'll be taking accountability, I can't speak English, apologizing and coming forward with a plan in the near future. Thank you all for believing in this project and sticking with me. I know it's been bumpy, but your support is everything to me, and I will make this right."
I have taken a massive L here because really I have said, I think that defense was all right, to be fair, and then even Logan's come out and said that was a terrible defense. So what does that say about my judgment of character?
You are a sad little man. That's what it says about you. I'm sorry to say, my friend.
I've just got weak character. I need to listen to my buddy Andrew Tate more and start getting them bazookas.
Surely, like, there's going to be a point of where YouTube themselves need to step in and be like, this crypto stuff, boys, it's kind of got to stop, because like there are idiots out there losing like thousands, and I imagine kids are like probably taking mummy and daddy's credit cards and using it on Logan Paul's crypto zoo. Like imagine one day you just like you're in the was it the Cosy Livy? Is that what you called it?
The Cosy Lives, mate.
Where in the Cosy Lives, and then you go home, you just bought your Sainsbury's meal deal, £3, tuna and sweet.
You're gone. That's the weekly shopping done.
And then you open your Santander bank account, and what's this? Your 7-year-old kids just spend money on an image of a gorilla and human combined with Logan Paul's wang for $4,000. And you go up to him and say, Timothy, what's this?
That is on you, I think, if you're letting your kid somehow get your bank details.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. But at the end of the day, it's something that happens, and happens quite a lot. Seemingly, there is an issue with just people spending money on nonsense that their favorite influencers tell them is a good thing. I never promote anything like that. Never.
Yeah, I think there is so much tat out there from like YouTubers. It's absolutely ridiculous.
If you were going to invest in crypto zoo, is there like what animal would you have?
I would like a blobfish.
Isn't that not just your mum?
Send that to your mates.
Send that to Rog. I would have a big.
You didn't let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
I've got to splice two animals together, haven't I?
That's so messed up.
I'll have a blobfish spliced with your mum, mate.
I'd have a blobfish spliced up with Keemstar. And also, on the side, a sprinkle of Comedy Shorts game.
Oh, piss off!
But yeah, there's nothing more we could really say. Is like, I mean, honestly, I was like becoming a bit more like comfortable towards Logan. Like, I did think that, oh, he has been on a bit of like a resurgence. He is doing seemingly some decent things, but the crypto stuff has always been there and has always made me think this guy's a sleazeball.
So do you think with this whole crypto zoo thing, do you think it's him being a bad person, or do you think he's just made like a massive error?
I don't think he's gone out to scam people, but I definitely think he's gone out to prioritize his own pocket at the expense of other people. Without, and I think in his mind he's saying, I think that these people can earn a bit of money, but ultimately I'm going to earn a lot more off them, which is definitely still scamming. Like it is. It's a nicely worded way to say scamming, and we're being really charitable.
It is, but I think in the line of business, most people are scumbags.
Yeah, no, honestly, for sure. I am absolutely a horrific human being, and I don't pay my editors any money at all.
Imagine like you're working somewhere and they go, yeah, my payslip hasn't come through, and it's like. Yeah, I'm just working on getting you the owl spliced with the chinchilla.
You just get DM'd a PNG. And it's just like KSI's face on top of an owl. But no, like, yeah, this is terrible. But like, if you're a victim of this, I really, really struggle to feel bad for anybody that thought Crypto Zoo would make them a millionaire.
I don't know how true this is. I read that somewhere a few years ago. Lily Allen was offered to do an entire gig somewhere.
In like 2013, she was offered loads of
Bitcoin.
Crypto.
It was Bitcoin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She was offered loads of Bitcoin. She turned it down. And I think if she accepted it, she'd now be like a multi-billionaire or something mental.
And that, kids, is why you should invest all your money into cryptocurrency. And this is where we introduce our new crypto coin. To finish this segment, what do we call our crypto coin? Coin. Man, I can't say that. I just realised what I just said.
The Mo coin, inspired by Mo Sizzler.
The Mo Blobby Wang coin.
The Mo Blobby Wang coin. Mate, are you just having an aneurysm on the pod? What is going on with you?
Zoinks, Scoob. Yeah, I am. Thanks for listening. No, that's not actually the end of the podcast. That was the end of the clip.
I've got a question for you, Fraser. To end it, would you rather fart cum or piss shit?
I'd fuck. I got a semantics question here. Is it diarrhea?
It's explosive.
Oh God. No, I think I'm. Did you say shit cum?
Well, I guess shitting and farting cum's the same outcome, really. Outcome.
I think if I was farting cum, I'd be putting a lot of people at risk. Like, cause I fart quite a lot. I'm a gassy old little boy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go for the I'm gonna piss wee wee. Piss poo poo, sorry. What about you?
I'll definitely fart the jizz.
Yeah, maybe I would. I just wear a nappy everywhere I go.
I think pissing the poo would be incredibly painful.
Be a bit of a stinky as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine as well, you like really need a wee and a little drip comes out. And it just smells like somebody's laughing a big honker.
You're just sitting there, and then you just hear your mate go.
And then, but the worst part is you get like a little brown patch on like where your crotch is. I don't know why I just showed you on my crotch.
Like cylinder shape pokes through their trousers. You have been watching the Buddies podcast.
Let us know. Would you rather poo? Would you rather wee poo or fart semen? Let us know down below for all the big questions.
Also, what is your favourite flavour of pot noodle?
That's a sick, messed up question.
And comment your top 5 favourite beasts of all time.
Remember to like this, listen on Spotify and Apple Music. Remember to stay cheeky, stay fresh, and stay fit.
Yeah, and stay ream. Thank you. Goodbye.
Zoinks.